Hello to the stars and scrums. This is going to be a special week, not only because on Sunday we have the grand finals, the four last games of the Rugby Europe Championship 2023, but because we're going to talk with all the guys from each team. So it's going to be a pair of two in each show, so four shows this week just for you. And let's start with the grand final and I have here Shalva Mamukashvili and Tomas Appleton, two of the main legends of the Georgian and the Portuguese setup. And today we're going to talk a bit of the 2023 season, but also their careers, and so you get to know them a bit. So I start with the oldest or the most veteran, Mr. Mamukashvili. So this is another year that Georgia is looking to get the title. In the last 10 years, you won 9. So what is the secret behind Georgia's successful story in the Rugby Euro Championship?
First of all, hi guys. It's a good show, and I watched the previous episodes, which I did enjoy it. Hello, Thomas. It's good to see you here.
Hi.
I'm looking forward to see you again on Sunday, and wish you all the best. So your question is about Georgia's success of last 10 years. So maybe consistency, the working consistency and aiming the target and working for that. That gave us the last 6 years we didn't lose a game, and before 6 years we didn't lose two. It was once in Bucharest in 2017. So maybe consistent work and work not only for the as a national team, and or not only it it helps also the developing the youngsters who's playing under 15, under 16, under 18, under 20 levels, and then they feed the national team, and that whole how to say group of the lads are playing and training on the same with the same attitude, with the same system, and with I mean the SNC, like physically and technically, they are trying to develop the players on all the same age levels. The preparation is same to prepare the athlete for the national team. So if you see the Georgia national team on 2015 World Cup, and now in 2023, after 8 years, like 90% of 95% of the players are different. But teams going forward, after changing of generation, we don't go back because of we have the fundamentals in under 16, 18, under 20 levels. So I think that's the key of success.
You have been with the team for more than 10 years. So you have a long career, a successful career.
Thank you.
Are you happy with it until this point?
Of course, every rugby player, I mean, every sports person, if you play a team sport, or it's biggest one of the biggest achievements is to represent your country. So, and I was lucky, and I'm lucky still to represent my country for 13 years. So I'm not stopping yet, and hopefully the body will help me, my body. So yeah, it's a big gift from the God, and I've been lucky. I repeat, like, because many talented players, uh, especially in rugby, which is really contact sport and really like tough one. They finished their careers really early age or didn't achieve the goals they want to achieve because of the injuries. So fingers crossed. Hopefully.
Fingers crossed, and we'll go back to you to talk about the Sunday. Tomas, what journey has it been for Portugal since he came back from the Rugby Europe Trophy in 2018? 19, sorry. And now, after 4 years, you came from promotion and now for the championship final. What is the feeling in the Portuguese camp?
First of all, thank you very much for the invitation. Hi, Shava, once again. Yeah, I would say the feeling behind it. We know it's really tough to look at a team as ourselves, and especially when we look as such a different team and such a different mentality. Looking at the team in 2019, at the middle of 2019, and then when Patrice came on and changed the Portuguese rugby, the Portuguese mentality changed completely.
Mhm.
So we were used to be amateur players that played rugby for fun. We would have the pride to have the pride to represent our country, but we have the routine to finish our work and then go on to trainings. And as soon as Patrice came, it changed changed it completely. So we had to train as professionals if you want to compete against professionals, and that's what I think it really changed in the last few years in the Portuguese rugby, especially in the Portuguese national team. And now we're just trying to find ourselves and trying to show the best that we can do. Georgia is for sure a nation that we really look up to. You guys made a great work and a great job in the last few years, and we want to go through a similar path and try to be amongst the big teams as well.
Amongst the big teams as well. In Europe, they ask me every time to pose you this question, but in 2022, you had the biggest moment of. I can't say about your career because you had championship titles in Portugal, you played abroad, you went for the World Series, so some many things went in your sports career. But when Samuel Marks took that kick to qualify for the World Cup, what went through for your head in the moment before he kicked and the moment right after he slotted those 3 points?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm getting goosebumps at the moment. Getting goosebumps. No, but it's. I'm gonna be honest. It was a proudest moment of my career for sure. And looking back, and I've been through a lot of ups and downs, and it was the proudest moment of them all. And the really good thing is, when you finish a game, you just feel you're fulfilled. So you gave everything you can, and after that you're just an spectator. You're just watching. And to be honest, when Samuel slotted that kick, and it was amongst everybody. We were just really confident that it was going through the middle of the post. So yeah, great moment.
Sunday, Tomas was telling us about the final, that it was a final against the USA. It's a great moment. But on Sunday, we have the first time a final in the Rugby Europe Championship. So the format changed. Now we have knockout stage, which is a semi-final, and now a final. What does this change the preparation compared to past editions, or is the same mindset, the same goals, etc.?
The mindset is same. Like when we were starting the Rugby Euro Championship, we were aiming to win the all game and or increase the uh, full quality of our game by game. So that was the aim always. But this format changed. So now we have semis and finals, semifinals and finals, which means like. mm, everyone has a bad day, you know. Sometimes you can have a bad day or anything happening for the players or for the team, and so in the final and semi-final, it's just one shot, so everybody can win it. There is no like difference between the teams when it's one game. Everything may happen, so it increases the pressure on us because when you are consistent and when you are winning like from 11 years, 10 trophies. As long as you go, the pressure increases, you know, and as high you fly, the stronger you fall, you know. So yeah, it's a bit more pressure because it's semi-final was good because we played at home.
Mhm.
And when playing at home, it's of course it's a little bit different. And finally against tough side, I could say the tough side, the toughest in this tournament is I'm watching Portugal for 4 years after they uh, mounted in first division.
Mhm.
First year, to be honest, first year was poor. Next year stronger. Next year stronger. Next year stable. But they are qualified for in 4 years' time. They are playing in the World Cup. That's huge achievement. So we will never underestimate them. So it's a final, one game. So of course it's a pressure.
What kind of game are you expecting on Sunday?
Oh, really fast, really fast.
Really
As
fast.
usual against Portugal. To play now, playing Portugal like how many times I've played. I'm playing now. I played Lusitanos with Black Lion, which is like 50% of the players, like in Georgian national team
Mhm.
and Portuguese team, and Lusitanos and Black Lion. That the pattern is really similar. They play really fast, so they will make me run a lot. So I'll be preparing my fitness for that.
Oh, that's good. You were talking about the Lusitanos and the Black Lion. Do you think introducing the Super Cup and a pathway for players to become semi-pro, full professional players in their countries was perfect for more growth and development?
That's best decision what union can make to develop the national team. It is proven by the rugby nations like Ireland, like Scotland, Japan did that, and look at their success. Argentina did that. South Africa. The franchise is the best way to develop the good players and create a depth of the professional players for the national team.
Okay, so that's good. And now people can understand why it's important the Super Cup for this growth. Tomasz, going back to you, the change of format was different, so it gave us a taste of which is a knockout stage, which was not normal for the Rugby Europe Championship or the Trophy Division and so on. Do you think this new format adds something unique to the competition?
I think it's a different format. Some both of them have their positives and then their negatives. I would say the biggest positive is that it gives us a final, and
Mhm.
as Chavo was saying, uh, it's one game. It's 80 minutes, takes it all. And of course, we know Georgia is the favorite. They have the pressure on the side. They've won so many times in the past few years. Uh, but as again, it's 80 minutes, and we're just looking to have a really good day and exceed ourselves and try to do our best. And that's what we're looking for. But to be honest, I think as a show and as a competition, thinking about it as a whole, having semifinals and final, it's good for the fans. It's good for the show. I think it's good for the rugby development.
What kind of game do you expect from Georgia this Sunday? Shava was saying he expects a lot of running, a lot of fast pace. So, from your end, what are you expecting from them?
I think every time we play Georgia, we know it's going to be a really tough game, a really physical game. But I think the Georgian DNA changed a bit in the last few years. They play really good rugby. They play really fast rugby as well with really good backs, of course, as well as forwards. And Georgian rugby has been known for the last 10 or 20 years for their really strong pack, but nowadays their backs are just as impressive as their forwards. So I think Portugal is a bit the opposite. We've had really good backs on the past few years, but I think our forwards are really stepping up at this moment, and I think it's going to be a really tough game, but a tight game as well. It's a final.
This is a question that a lot of people make to you or to your teammates, but it's incredible how many excellent tries Portugal scores. That goes from your to 22 or from even your try area, and you go from one side to the other in a matter of seconds, with everyone supporting and passing and offloading, etc. So, how do you do it? Where this team chemistry comes from?
I think that there are a lot of different factors around it. I think of course, our DNA is to have fast backs and really fast players, and we want to try to use it with our game. I think Patrice brought a lot of that French flair from the 90s into our team, and it's really good, and it really improves our potential. And the last thing, might sound a bit weird, but we have some players that are just crazy, and they just take decisions in their own half, in their own 22, and things just go well. And we most of the times we started to understand that we just have to let those players, like, probably like Rodrigo Marta, Rafael Storti, those players, to just be themselves, and even Manuel Cardoso Pinto, just be themselves and run from wherever you want, and things will go well if we support you and we play with your head. So I think with those three factors would make the difference.
Just one last question about this. You talked about Manuel Cardoso Pinto, Rodrigo Marta, who plays for the Lusitanos and now is playing on abroad in France. Do you think, as Shalva was explaining, that the Super Cup was fundamental for players to have another type of quality or of level and support to work more seriously on this tough profession that is to be a rugby player?
Yes, of course. I think, first of all, as Chavo was saying, once again, 50% of our national team is the Lusitano, and especially bringing those connections throughout the year is really important. Instead of just playing on the international stages in February, March, July, and November, we play almost every single month together, and this really helps to create our DNA, our kind of game. It's exactly the same as the Portugal national side. So I think that is really important, especially to build connections. And one thing that we really look into is, for example, this year's Super Cup. We really face that as a preparation for the Dubai World Cup qualifier. And every time we play with the Lusitanos, of course, we want to win and we want to create good things, but we're just looking to build a stronger national team, and that was our main focus through the union, through the coaches, through the players. I think everyone thought the same and were on the same page. So yeah.
So a stronger Super Cup means better teams as a nation, right?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So now, Shalva, we know that we have on Sunday the grand final, but the main thing this year is the World Cup. So about Georgia, can you tell us a bit, without spoiling any secrets, any confident reports, but can you tell us about how it's going? What is the preparation being at this point for the World Cup?
There is no secret, mate. This is the World Cup year, so we started this year playing against was first Germany. So Germany, Netherlands, Spain, Romania, Portugal, and we have then 3 games until we play Australia on 9th of September. So the preparation started already 5 weeks ago. So everything what we are doing now, including training on the pitch, game off the pitch, everything is preparation for the World Cup. So the main preparation will start in June, which includes like the SNC preparation for there will be a blocks like to increase the fitness and strength, and then the skills, and then we are into the games. We play Romania, USA, and Scotland before we hit Australia on 9th. So everything we're doing now, are we on the camp or not on the camp? Even Black Lion, when we will travel to Uruguay to play in South America's tournament for 1.5 months, like 6 weeks. We have 5 or 6 games there. It's also the preparation for the World Cup. So that's it. Shortly, what can I say?
No, it's a good answer. Yes, sir. Now to finish the show, Shalva, I wanted every when to talk to you. I wanted to ask you this question because you had a long career, a successful career, full of good moments, other tough moments also. But can you share with us two of the best moments you ever experienced with the Georgian shirt?
It was the last year, both of them. So we beat Italy and Wales in 6 months period, 4 months period. We beat two tier one teams. There was also really exceptional moments in my career, but those two was the crown of that. All of all that work we gave as a team, as individuals. That two wins was great. So that's maybe best moment so far. But I'm looking forward again to Sunday and after World Cup.
Uh, Tomas, went 20, 20 years back to understand if this ever happened, but on Sunday, if Portugal wins and and you are the captain, you'll be the first captain ever from the last 20 years to win the trophy and the championship titles. So it's kind of people may not notice, but it's a small detail that is a fantastic detail. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, of course, I'm looking forward to it. Not especially as a captain or as though or what kind of individual status that can be. We just and we're gonna be honest, Portugal is not didn't win that much in the last few years, and of course we won the European trophy three times, but it's not the level that we're aiming
Mhm.
for sure. I think we've had a lot of sweet and sour moments in the last, especially in the last, I would say, 2 years. Our game against Japan, our game against Italy, losing on the last ball of the game. Those are a bit sweet and sour moments that we really want to change. Of course, we won the Dubai qualifier, but now this is a different trophy. This is a different final, and we're looking forward to it. And of course, it will be great, but we'll see. We'll see what happens on Sunday.
We'll see what happens. So I asked before the show started that our guests would say to you, to the people home, to come to see the game, be it in the review or TV or in your broadcasting nationally or on the stands. But I wanted them to do in their own language so everyone can get a piece of the invitation. So Shalva, I will start with you. Go Georgian to people at home, please.
Okay. მივართავ გულშემატკივრებს ესპანეთში მყოფებს ჩვენს ემიგრანტებს და ასევე ჩვენს ოჯახის წევრებს, მეგობრებს და ქართველებს თბილისში და მთელ საქართველოში. გვიგულშემატკივრებთ კვირას მობრძანდის სტადიონზე ჩვენო თანამემამულეებო, ვინც იმყოფებით ესპანეთში, დანარჩენები კიდე დარწმუნებული ვარ გულხურვალეთ გვიგულშემატკივრებთ ტელეგრამებთან.
Thank you.
That's it.
So, good, excellent. And Tomas, it's your turn now in Portuguese.
Malta, mais um grande jogo de Portugal. Vai ser um jogo muito complicado. Toda a gente sabe o que é que a Geórgia tem vindo a construir nos últimos anos, mas a verdade é que nós temos qualquer coisa a dizer e vamos jogar uma final de um campeonato da Europa em Badajoz este domingo e no fundo só vos queria pedir apoiem Portugal, apoiem-nos, venham-nos ver e acompanhem-nos, que a vossa força faz muita diferença, tá? Obrigado e um grande abraço.
So on Sunday, Portugal and Spain wrap up the Rugby Europe Championship before we have free games. So, but Portugal and Georgia play in the Estádio Nuevo Viver in Badajoz in Spain at 8 p.m. local time. So 7 p.m. in Portugal, 9 p.m. in Paris, and so on. Almost midnight in Georgia, so it's going to be a long match for everyone. At what time?
11 o'clock without
11 o'clock, yes. So it's a late night supper to see the match. So be ready for it. If you want to go to stands, buy the tickets online. You can see it on Rugby Europe TV and other media. So follow us during this week so you get everything about the players. We'll give you stats, quizzes, and so on. So thank you, Shalva. Thank you, Tomasz. See
Thank
you
you.
on
Thank
Sunday,
you so
and
much.
good luck
Thank you,
to both of
Francisco.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye bye.